Hi everyone and welcome back to our channel. I'm Chidi. Today I'm going to take you through a whole budgeting video. So for those who may not know, I am a lawyer who's based in the City of London, and I have worked at my firm now for 5 years, and you can check on Roll on Friday about what a third year associate earns at a big city law firm. And it's 6 figures. So I'm going to take you through the different percentages. I don't think it makes sense really for me to talk too much about the figures, just because normally it's just about the percentages that you take and how it is you allocate your budget, which I think is the main thing, and actually which is more helpful rather than me sitting down and putting figures together, because unless you earn the same amount that I earn, it kind of doesn't really make much sense. I also just wanted to quickly flag that I'm currently wearing our Jewel by Africa earrings. Obviously they're a nod to Africa, so great to be able to really show that nod. I'm also wearing a top by Sanewave UK, which is another black owned brand, and they do a lot of stuff in terms of accessories, hats, all that kind of stuff, and they've now just brought out t-shirts. In terms of the budget, basically I work out my budget, and I do that every single month. I think it's really important that you don't just do a year budget, and so what your budget will be in January is probably not what your budget should be in December. There are different things that happen. No month is the same. You know, you have to take in consideration birthdays and all that kind of stuff whenever it is that you are budgeting. So for me, when I get paid or just before I get paid, I will sit down and work out what birthdays I have that month. Am I doing anything that requires me to buy an outfit, or anything that needs me to factor in Uber costs, if I need to buy like new makeup, buy a new wig, anything like that, I'll factor that into my budget. So in terms of the first thing that comes out of my salary is my pensions. So I remember that I either read a book or listened to a podcast which said that you should take your age, divide it by 2, and that's how much you should be invested into your pension. So I'm 28, I divide that by 2, and 14% of my gross salary gets invested into my pension. I don't see it, it just goes away. It goes into my workplace pension, and that again gets invested into various different funds. And it's been growing since, and I've been investing in my pension since I started at the firm 5 years ago. So the next thing, once I've paid for my pension, the next thing that I'm looking at is my expenses in respect of my mortgage payments and my bills. 42% of my salary goes to my mortgage payments and then my bills. And what gets included in that is water, electric, insurance, anything that requires that is a fixed cost that I need to pay in order to sustain my house in general. And that comes to 42% of my salary goes to those fixed expenses. So once I've looked at the mortgage payments and the bills and the fixed costs that I need in order to sustain myself day in, day out, which is 42%, the next cost and the next expense that I look to pay into is my savings, and that relates to my savings for my deposit and also my savings for just emergencies. Like in the next year I plan on buying another property, and so I look to put that money together and take out 28%-ish of my salary that goes into the deposit for my second house and also into my emergency savings. Then once I've paid my fixed costs, so my mortgage payments and all my bills, and I've looked to top into my savings, I then take away the amount that I would want to use for investments. I read The Richest Man in Babylon, which basically says that you should use 10% of your gross salary into investments and paying yourself first. And so I use 14% of my net salary each month to invest in whatever it is that I've kind of researched in the month. So that might be Bitcoin, it might be crypto assets, it might be a fund that somebody has suggested to me that I've looked into throughout that month. It might be investing into businesses and looking to try and get shares in certain businesses, or just angel investing. But 40% of my salary month on month goes towards investing in my future self and the future generations to make sure that they have income coming in every single month. Then the last part, 14%, is essentially what I live on for life. So I put 7% of that amount into my holiday fund because I love to travel, and now I'm getting into the habit of making sure that my holiday fund is topped up so that I'm not getting myself into debt, or just understanding exactly how much each holiday can cost me. And then that other 7% goes into me just living my life. So that's like food shopping, if I have any birthdays that I need to pay for, from any other things that have come up throughout the month. 7% of that will then go to my living expenses that are kind of variable, that I can ratchet up or ratchet down depending on how busy or how crazy or interesting the month is. And so that's basically my budget in terms of percentages. Like I said, 42% goes towards my fixed expenses, so my mortgage payments. 28% goes to my savings, so my deposit for my next house and also my emergency savings. 14% goes to my investing, and that's just anything that I'm interested in that month I will invest in. And then 7% goes towards my holiday fund, and another 7% is my living expenses, which either I ratchet up or ratchet down. And so that's basically my budgeting, and that's something that I've kind of moved and like morphed and developed throughout the pandemic, throughout my life, and it's something now that I'm incredibly comfortable with. It's surprising that it's taken so long for me to get comfortable with my budget, and as a result, I end up having a lot more money at the end of the month than I did when I was just seeing what happened and paying for whatever came about without making sure they actually fit within the money that I had, and I wasn't overspending and also not underspending, because there were some months when that happened, when you then just don't allow your money, or you don't give your money a job, and so you don't allow it to work for you. We also had, and I've done this with the Ultimate Guide Group, which I am a co-founder of, and we've done a budgeting video on various different careers and how basically different people budget. So we've got consultants, teachers, and obviously myself as a lawyer. So if you're interested, follow us on Instagram. Let me know if you have any comments down below. Definitely subscribe to our channel, turn the bell notifications on, like this video if you thought it was good, and let us know if there's anything that you want us to create in terms of content. Make sure that you are following us on Instagram, and with that, thanks so much. Bye.